The ultimate Google Sites tutorial, how to create a full-featured website on Google Sites. In this video, we're going to be talking about Google Sites and how you can use this incredible software for yourself and how you can create an actual full-featured, fully working website on this. So to start things off, what you're going to be doing is you're going to come over to your Google and you're going to write in Google Sites, okay? So this brings you to the URL sites.google.com. Now, once you're in the correct URL, what you're going to do is you're going to wait for the pages to load in. So here we have sites.google.com. Now in sites.google.com, what you can do is obviously you're going to log in with your Gmail. Now, if you're logged in with your Gmail, it's going to automatically bring you to the Creation Center. And as you can see, I've already created websites for myself right here. Okay. So we're going to get into, a lot of different things. You get sites and classic site manager. We're going to say in sites and, you can go with any type of site. You could have a family update site, portfolio site, event site, help center, project, etc. Now I'm going to go ahead and start with a blank site for myself. All right. So once we go to blank site, first of all, we're going to give our site a name. So let's say I'm going to go with John's, let's say retail store. I'm going to give it that name. Now, once we go with this, I'm going to add a logo onto it. Okay. So we're going to go with all these branding later on. I'm going to give it a page title. Let's go with the best hoodies in town. So we're going to do that. And I'm going to go ahead. Let's change the font. Okay. I'm going to go with, no, let's go with a better font. Let's go with Monsterrat. Gonna make it extremely light. Let's go with that. Then we're gonna go with text color. Let's go with black. Okay, once we've done that. Now this in the background, we're gonna go ahead and upload a white image behind it, okay? Because I want to make it look like a very chic and a very nice website. Okay, you can either go with that or you can select it from Google Images, okay? Google gives you a lot of different stock images that you can actually choose for a, you could say, minimalistic design. So you can go over to Google Photos or you can go over to Google Images and you could go with minimalistic wallpaper. Let's go with that. And once we're over here, let's go ahead with, let's go with one of these. I'd say this one seems good. I'm going to go with that. I'm going to go ahead to insert. And as you can see, that's how it's going to be looking. So the best hoodies in town, you can obviously make the readability adjustments better. Okay. I feel like the readability adjustments are just fine. They'll look pretty standard. And once you've done that, I'm also going to make sure to, you can make the text a little smaller if you want, or you can make it a little bigger if you want. That obviously depends on you. So choose the text. We're going to go with the different font sizings. There we go. That looks pretty good. And you can move it around. Keep it in the center if you want to. Keep it on the right or left-hand side. Now this, in my opinion, looks pretty decent. So once this is done, I'm just going to make a few things. There we go. So the best hoodies in town. Now, once you've done that, we are going to go ahead and add some things over here. So first of all, we're going to add a layout. I'm going to add this layout over here. Okay. And now it's going to ask us to add an image. So I'm going to upload one. And once we come over to upload, we're going to upload images that obviously will go well with our design. And obviously you're going to want to make sure that whatever image you upload, the dimensions and the size of that image is according to, something that would fit over here. So once you've gone with the image, you're going to add some text. So let's say I'm going to write the best variety of clothing you can find. Okay. You're going to write that in, and you can obviously edit some text as well. We make our hoodies out of the most premium and let's say efficient cotton. Okay, and the styles we choose are totally made out of let's say genuine and original senses. Okay, you can write something like that, etc. And I'm simply going to increase the size of it because I think it's a little small. There we go. You can make it bold. And I'm going to change the text color to a dark blue. Okay. Now, once this is done, you can obviously go ahead and add more layouts for yourself. So it could be an image to, description layout. It could be any other layout as you go on. Now we're also going to go ahead and add a brand logo. So I have this brand logo created for me right here. So I'm going to add that, and I'm going to go ahead and remove this out of here. You're going to make sure that the brand logo you upload, it doesn't really have any, borders or exteriors out of it. So I'm going to add this one. There we go. And this basically becomes our logo. Then you can go ahead and upload favicon as well. Now, favicon is basically, let me show you. Let me add a favicon, and then let me show you what a favicon basically is. So a favicon, so I'm going to add this. A favicon is basically this thing you can see up here besides John's retail store. So this is what a favicon is, and it's basically the image that appears when someone opens up your website beyond your tab section. So once we have this favicon icon set it up and good to go, you can go ahead and access different details from this section as well. So we have things like custom domain analytics, but I'm going to get into this later on. Now, moving on, this is obviously to insert things into your store or page or whatever you're making. So you have image carousel, button, dividers, social links, placeholder, calendar, sheets, forms, etc. So let's say I'm going to go ahead and add an image carousel. Okay, so I'm going to click on this, and we're going to upload images. I'm going to upload the images that I need for my store. So let's go with these two. Then I'm going to come down. I'm going to choose this. And let's go ahead with a few more designs. Okay. So I'd say these two would go well. This would go pretty well. I'm also going to go with let's go with any exterior other designs that we've created. So let's go with a blend of some different hoodies that we've chosen off. Let's go with this. Let's go with this. And then I'm just going to add one final one. Yeah, I'm going to add these two. Okay. So once you've done that, you're going to click on open. And that basically uploads all the images that you've chosen into this. And now you're going to click on insert. So what this does is it basically creates an image carousel. Now, obviously, I don't want this positioning for the carousel. So I'm going to bring it here. And you can change its positioning. You can centralize it in any way. So there we are. And obviously, this image carousel moves on and on, however it wants to, obviously. So I'm going to increase the size of the carousel, and I think this size would be perfect. And let me just increase its width from here. Yeah, there we go. So once you have added a carousel like that, you can also go ahead and add different spaces and dividers for yourself. And in these spaces, you can obviously add different individualities that you want. You can add different dividers, buttons. So let's say I'm going to add a button. I'm going to go over to the button, and I'm going to go ahead and give it a name, shop. Now, let's go ahead and call it that. Now, obviously, I don't have a link right now. So to create a link, you're going to need to create a new page. So let's say I'm going to go over to pages, and we're going to go ahead and add a page. Okay. Now, adding a page, you can also go ahead, add a new menu section, full page embed, new link. I'm going to go ahead and add a new page. So this page is just going to be called shop, and you can create a custom path for it or let Google choose a path for you. So here's my shop. Now in my shop, you can go ahead and start adding all of your products. Okay. So over here, let's say I'm going to upload the product that I recently added. So let's say I'm going to add this. Now, once this is here, you can hyperlink it basically to whatever website you want your Google site to, lead your users to, or whatever website your products are displayed on. Then moving on, what you can do furthermore is I'm going to go over to text. Obviously, you're going to add a text under this. So let's say I'm going to write maroon, let's say soccer kit. Okay. So once you've done this, you can actually change the position of it. So I'm going to come here, and you can add this right under this, and you can change the alignment of it. So let's say I'm going to keep it here. So now we have a maroon soccer kit. You can go over make it bold. You can also increase its size or change the textings, etc. So there we have Maroon Soccer Kit. There we go. So once you've chosen all these things, you can also go ahead and add some text under it. So let's say I'm gonna add a text box over here. Now once this text box is done, let's say I'm gonna add its pricing. So I'm gonna go with let's say $8.99. Okay, we're gonna add that, and once we add that, you can make it bold again. Once you make it bold again, add it right under it. Again, we're gonna change its alignment, and there we go. So now we have the Maroon Soccer Kit for $8.99. Then you can do the same for various other products that you can add in this section. So once you've added those products, obviously this is just an image. Okay, how do people, access this for themselves? So let me show you. Basically, what you're going to want to do from here is you're actually going to create a new page. Okay, and this new page, we're going to be calling it Maroon Soccer Kit. So you're going to create a page for each of you could say, items you add, basically. So now over here, we're going to make a whole, lookout. We're going to make a whole, you could say, section where we talk about the product or we give the description for the product. So let's say I'm going to upload the image. We're going to expand the image size, obviously. And the more image size you expand, the better you want to make it seem. So once you've done that, you're going to go ahead and add this. Okay. Once you've added this, you're going to go ahead and add its, textings and all. So I'm going to go ahead and ask AI to write it. So write product description for a maroon soccer kit made from custom cotton. Okay. We're going to go ahead and write that. And as you can see, it starts giving you the product description. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead, click on insert. And as you can see, it's going to insert it in just like this. So once that is done, you can obviously go ahead and drag this text down if you want to, or you can copy this whole text. Okay. I'm going to copy it in. I'm going to delete it from here, come to edit text, paste it, and there we are. So just like this, you can add things into your store. Now moving on, obviously you're going to make your headers bigger. You can make it better. So there you go, just like that. Add all the textings you want, make it bold again, and make it bigger. And here are key features, product descriptions, etc. So once you've added all of this, right under here, you can go ahead and add a button. Okay, so this button will be called Buy Now. Okay, and right now I'm just going to link it to the shop just for an example. But to give you an idea, you're going to bring it right under it. So here's Buy Now. And once you have Buy Now, now this page is going to be saved. At the same time, we're going to come over to shop. I'm going to come over to this, and I'm going to hyperlink this section to basically the, let's go over ahead to page. Okay. And I'm going to link it to Maroon Soccer Kit. And I'm going to apply that. And I'm going to do the same for this text over here. Okay. I'm going to go ahead, Maroon Soccer Kit, apply. There we go. So I'm going to remove this text from here. I'm going to remove this text from here as well. And there we are. So once this is saved, you can go to Maroon Soccer Kit over here. And look at that. That's going to open up your page. So what you can do from here is now you can also create a cart page. Okay. And you can, create a checkout page basically through embedding as well. So let's say I'm going to go ahead and open up a new page. Okay. And this is going to be called the checkout page. Okay. Click on done. And now for the checkout page, let's go ahead and search up embed code for a checkout page. Okay. So you can actually get proper embedded checkout pages. Okay. So what you can do is basically come over here, find the links or the hyperlinks, or you can even go with the liquid codes. Okay. And to get the code from it, you can use CSS or HTML accordingly to whatever you want. So here's your HTML and here's your CSS. obviously we're going to want to make sure that both of these things are integrated well and they work efficiently with each other. So I'm going to copy that. And the CSS, basically you're going to want to add it into your styling. Okay. You're going to add it as a style. So if I come here, I'm going to go over to insert. We're going to go over to embed, and your HTML code goes over here. So we're going to click on next. And once you click on next, basically it's going to give us the whole form, and there we go. So once you see this whole form, you can go ahead and edit code. And to edit code, basically what you're going to do is you're going to take this CSS code to basically add your stylings, you could say. So basically, to add the CSS code into your HTML, you're obviously going to want to integrate it into your code. So you can go ahead and search it up on how to add a CSS into HTML. So basically, you can do it internally by using a style element in the head section. Okay, so basically, what you're going to do is you're going to come over to whatever code you have, and wherever you can see a style element, you're going to add the coding over there. Okay, so I'm going to come here into the form action. Here you have name, label, and everything, placeholder, divs, etc. And in this form, what you are going to be doing is basically, once we come up over here in the form action, we have div, class, etc. And right under this, I'm going to go ahead and create style. Okay. And right down here, you can add your basic code. And right under it, you can end it just like that. And once that is done, you can click on next. And according to that, obviously your CSS is going to be added. And look at this. Now our CSS is properly added. So we're going to go ahead and click on insert. And this basically creates our main task. Okay. So now what you're going to be doing is you're going to make it bigger, expand it so it obviously stretches through your page, and obviously make it as big as it needs to be. So here we are. I have the billing address, payment, and everything. So this is our checkout page now. All right. And now what you can do is I'm going to go to Maroon Soccer Kit, and I'm going to go to the hyperlink of this. Okay. I'm going to go to edit, and I'm going to hyperlink this to a separate page now. And that separate page is going to be my checkout page. So let me go ahead and update it. And once it's properly updated, you're pretty much set to go. You're pretty much good to go. And just like that, we have a proper page and description now. All right. So let's actually go ahead to our homepage and preview how all of this looks. So we're going to go into preview mode. This is our preview. So best variety of clothing, etc., etc. Here we have the image carousel. Pretty incredible. And once you've done that, we're going to go over to shop. Once we come over to shop, obviously here's our image and Maroon Soccer Kit. Let's click on it, and that will take us to the Maroon Soccer Kit over here. And we're going to click on this. That is going to take us to the CSS section. And it just waits for the CSS to load up, and there we go. How incredible is this? So basically, that is how you are going to basically, get a general lookout and idea. Okay, this is how you generally create a store on Google Sites. Now let me get back into the editor and, do a little more things. So to add more, you could say, style and flair into your website, you could do a whole lot more things. And what do I mean by a whole lot of more things? Is basically you can add more art into it. You can add more style into it, and you can add a better, you could say, look into it. So to add a better look, what we're going to do is we're going to go over to canva.com. And once you come over to canva.com, in Canva, basically you can create good cover art. You can create proper cover images for yourselves. And the proper cover images that I'm talking about are going to basically insinuate and look something like a LinkedIn background photo. So I'm going to open up the LinkedIn background photo. Okay. And once we open this up, as you can see, it gives us the proper dimensions. So you can see this and this pretty similar. Now, to keep it, related to our store and style, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to give it a dark look, okay? Or, you know what, let's give it a white look. And once we've given it a white look, I'm going to go over to my elements, and you can start adding some designs into it. Okay, and those designs could be minimalistic designs. So I'm going to go ahead and write minimalist. Once we go ahead and write minimalist, as you can see, we open this up and we get a lot of minimalist designs over here. So let's say I'm going to add these in this section. Okay. I'm going to keep it right about here. And once we keep this here, like this, you can add more things. So we have this. Okay. You're going to add this over there. Then you can go with the more designs that you think will work best. So I'm going to add that here. Accordingly, I'm going to add some stars right beyond it, like that. And, once all these editorials seem pretty decent to you, I'm going to just give it some finishing final touches. Like, let's say I'm going to add this in the background, or you can add this right about here. There we go. Now, once you're done with all of this, you're going to make sure to group all of these elements, okay? And once these elements are grouped, you're going to go into its transparency and keep it slightly opaque, okay? So once this is done, you're going to go over to share. You're going to go over to download. And once you download this for yourself, you're going to wait for it to load in, and there we are. So once this is done, you're going to come over here. We're going to go to the image, and you're just going to see how it changes everything. It looks so much better, and it looks really clean as well. So just take a look at this. Obviously, if these texts didn't appear up here, I'm going to go ahead and get into the settings as well, where I'm going to change the navigation. So you can actually keep the navigation for your store on the side as well. Then the color, obviously, you can change it accordingly for yourself. I'm going to keep it white, preferably, but you can also go with transparent if you want to. Now, once you've done that, obviously, I've talked about the brand images as well. Then we have custom domains. So your site is basically easier to remember with a custom domain like www.yourdomain.com. Now, Google Sites will give you a custom domain, which is basically going to be a free domain that you're going to use. But obviously, if you want people to remember you by your actual, store name, then you're going to need a custom domain for that you can get into the setup for. It's pretty easy to create it for yourself. Do go ahead and check it out. You can also enable analytics where you can start tracking yourself. You can get in measurement IDs and all. There's show banner, banner color, and all these things that you can access as well. Where the banner is displayed above your site content and everything. It's pretty fun and pretty good stuff to have for your store. But once all of this is done, you can pretty much see that we've created a pretty decent website in the matter of, 15 minutes. And this is generally how you're going to be creating a full-fledged, fully featured site on Google Sites, okay? And moving on, you can also go ahead and make a copy of this site. You can share the site with others. So, if you want collaborators into your work, you can publish this site and send them links as well. And when it comes to publishing site, obviously, if you click on publish, I'm going to click on publish again. And once it's fully published, you can actually go ahead and view the site in a new tab. So look at this. This is going to be your website. Here is your navigation on the left-hand side. And it's pretty incredible. Works pretty incredibly. Let's say I'm going to go over to shop. Here in shop, we have the maroon soccer kit. I'm going to go ahead and check it out for myself. Then we have the maroon soccer kit opened up over here. So let's say I'm going to go ahead to buy now. And once we click on buy now, here we have our checkout page opened up. Okay. And as you can see, the image moves with you. So, the editing and the animation styles in this are pretty nice as well. And just like this, for each page, you can actually go ahead and just use Canva to make your design look much better, to make your design look actually pretty decent than it used to. And you can actually get a good style design for yourself. You can give your whole page a new flair. You can give your whole store a new flair and just make it as good as it can be generally, okay? So this is basically the main idea of Google Sites and how you're going to be using your Google Sites to create a fully featured, fully efficient working website. Now, if you enjoyed this video, please do make sure to drop down a like and subscribe to the channel. And if you want to see more videos like this in the future where I explain softwares for you, do let me know down in the comments below and I'll be making a whole lot more for you. Till then, that is all from me, and I'll be seeing all of you wonderful people in the very next video. Have a great day. Goodbye.